Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry.
Jeudy, what's up, boy? We can't see your face.
We can't.
There we go.
Oh, there you
There
go.
you go.
Oh, okay. Hey, with no further ado, let's welcome Jerry Jeudy, former #1 draft pick of the Denver Broncos, a former Biletnikoff Award winner, former national champion with the Alabama Roll Tide.
Yes, sir.
Here he is. Jerry, you were one of the guys that attended the wide receiver workshop. Obviously, it was down in your neck of the woods, South Florida. Why was it important for you to attend this shop?
You know, it's always great to be able to be around a great group of guys that at the top of their position. I grew up watching Chad, so it was a very special moment for me just to be able to be out there and learn from him and all the other guys that was out there.
NFL ranked you number 82, the 82nd best player in the NFL after the 24th season. You were not even ranked prior to that. What should Cleveland expect this year? 82. So clearly you see that like 82. Nah, I'm trying to get on down there. I'm trying to get down to the 50s. I'm trying to get to the 30s. I'm trying to get to the 20s. I'm trying to be, when they talk about the 5 best receivers, when they talk about the 10 best receivers, I needed them to talk about you.
Yeah, for sure. That's my goal. I want to be at the top of my position. I'm just keep grinding and stay focused and continue to work on my craft and work to be better than I was the year prior. And I'm still chase that each and every day and every year.
Well, let me ask you this. Look, when you came out in the draft, I said he's the best guy in the draft. And you were in the draft with Jefferson and you were in the draft with CeeDee Lamb. So I'm not going to do hindsight. And those guys are having phenomenal seasons. Why do you think the main reason it didn't work for you and I think I know the reason why, but I want to hear you say it. I want to hear what you have to say. Mm-hmm. Why weren't you able to replicate in Denver what you're currently doing in Cleveland?
One, I think, just consistency just throughout the whole offense, and just a lot of moving pieces and a lot of stuff that I had to deal with when it comes to playing football, such as injuries, different quarterbacks each in every game, different coaching staff, so that's something that could really affect a wide receiver and his, but now that I got the opportunity to really, had a healthy season, being able to be that #1 receiver, be that #1 option, and be able to get put into a great position to be able to perform the way I've done, that's all the receiver could ask for real.
Yeah, I like it. I already know the type of season you're going to have. You're going to build off what you did last year. And it all comes down to being not only consistent, but when you are consistent, consistency brings confidence. And based on where you're from, you already know what happens when we feeling confident and it's time to play football. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited for what you guys are going to do with Joe Flacco and Shedeur, Gabriel, whoever it is, whoever's at the helm. To me, knowing what you can do at the receiver position, you make everyone else in job around you easy. I've said that to you in person. I said it to you, before in general. So this season coming up, are there any goals that you've already set? Long-term, short-term, whatever it may be, numbers wise. You don't have to say anything specific. I just want to know what goals you have this upcoming season for you individually.
Honestly, one of my biggest goals for it is just having a winning season. That's something that I haven't really done since entering the league. Never reached the playoffs. That's one of my biggest goals. So having a winning season and be able to reach the playoff, that's something I'm truly working hard towards, and just being better than I was last year. I had a great season last year, finished 6th in receiving yards, and now I'm still trying to chase that #1 spot, and and I ain't gonna stop till I get there.
I like that.
Drew, you mentioned like when you're in Denver, there are a lot of moving parts. A lot of the quarterbacks in and out. You had a lot of offense schemes. Now it might be a similar situation. You got Joe Flacco, who's the veteran. You got Kenny Pickett. They drafted Dylan Gabriel. They drafted Shedeur Sanders. Has anybody stood out to you that's like, okay, this might be my quarterback that I might be starting with him? Have you noticed anything? Has anybody stood out to you?
I feel like we got a great, the biggest thing that, I'm thankful for is just having four great quarterbacks, that's go out there and compete every day. That
Hey,
that been
hey,
doing
come
their
on with
thing.
that. Hey, come on with that
They been doing their
political
thing,
correct
man.
shit.
Yeah, I'm telling you what it is, man. We got four great quarterbacks, man. They all been doing their thing for real. So
Yeah.
I'm just my job is to make it easy. Whoever at the helm, I'm just gonna get open for him and do
Yeah.
my thing for real. I don't got no control over that, man. Whoever the
Right.
coaching staff choose and whoever they pick to be the quarterback, I'm just make their job easier when they throw me the ball.
Mm. I want to know. Hold
Go
on.
ahead.
I'm gonna let you go right now. I got to sneak this in there because I love this young boy. I love him watching him play. He's a technician. What is it like going against goddamn Denzel Ward? That's what I want to know. Cause
Oh
that boy
yeah,
know can play. He can play some
yeah.
ball, man off. It don't matter what it is, man. He nasty with it.
This is a great DB. He's one of the few guys that really know how to be patient without using his hands, be in front of you
Yeah.
without using his hands. So that's one thing that really separates Denzel from his skill set. A lot of guys that don't use their hand really kind of struggles. So
Right.
he got good feet. Great awareness when the ball's in the air. And he's a scrappy dude for sure. He a
Yeah.
real ball player.
Yeah, I like Dan.
Look, obviously, you mentioned that you dealt with some injuries. You dealt with the quarterback play was not up to par when you were in Denver. You had a lot of different schemes. And Steve Smith Jr., who's a friend of the show, you and him had some words back and forth. Have you guys been able to work out your differences behind the scene?
Honestly, nah, man, I ain't. It is what it is, man. I ain't really too stressed about that. It's old news, he's things in the past, man. I said some things in the past, but my goal is always to prove I know who I am at the end of the day, and I proved it last year to so I ain't really focused on none of that, man. That's old news to me for real.
When I watch you at Alabama, obviously there are a bunch of talented guys. You win the Biletnikoff Award in your sophomore season. You win a national championship. I mean, I think you caught the game-winning touchdown. The game. I think you got the lead against the SEC championship against Georgia. I think wasn't that when Jalen Hurts came in and threw you the ball and you made the diving catch in
Yeah,
the corner of the end
that,
zone?
yeah, that was that was 2018, I think. Yeah.
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 And so I'm looking at you, Jew, and I'm like, man, technically sound, can run. But for me, sometimes I'm like, damn, Jew, you try to do too much, man. Just shake the man and go on about your business. You ain't got to shake him 3 times. I mean, you already done made him look bad. Just go ahead, just the one time, just poop on him one time and go on about your business. Do you have? I mean, there's a clock that got to go off. Whether you're running an out, you're running an in, you're running a comeback, you're running a hook, it don't matter. There's a clock. When you go out there and let's say Denzel Ward, you had great competition in college because you had Pat Surtain, you had to deal with him in college, and I'd be damn if he didn't come join you in Denver. So you got an opportunity to work with one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. So, Drew, when you're going out there and somebody lines up across to you and you have a certain route, tell me what's going. Tell our listeners and our viewers what's going through your mind.
First, I just gotta gotta know the play, know where I'm at on the field, first. Then once I line up, I look at the safety, see where the coverage at, look at the safety. Then I look at the leverage of the DB in front of me, depending on my route. Then I just think about the technique of how I'm gonna run this route, depending on if it's a slant and he outside leverages, am I gonna spray him and attack his leverage and make him think I want to go outside and get underneath, or if he inside of me, if I'm going it, or I'm gonna just quick jab and take it in. There's a lot of different things that just go through my mind. If those don't work, it's reaction after that.
Mm-hmm. Hey, how much freedom, Drew? Now that you've had a great season last year, most of the time when you have offensive coordinators, they call plays or they have plays that they call. They want their schemes run exactly how they're drawn up on paper. How much freedom are you allowed to do things your way, just a little bit? Like obviously, when you have a certain route, you're supposed to be +2. Do they let you cheat the split a little bit just to throw the DB off so he doesn't know what's coming? Because most of the time, it's all about reading and understanding based on what you see and watching film. And most of the time, everybody just lines up in the same spot. The only thing that throws things off is the formations are different. Do they give you a little freedom to change your splits and play with things a little bit now that you know the offense?
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons I had success in in Cleveland. Just they let me out there and let me be free. They know that I understand the game pretty well. They know how I know how to beat leverages. I know what they want in the offense, know what they want me to get to. And I feel like that would cause me to have success, So Coach Stefanski and the coaching staff did a great job of just allowing me to play my game, and just be able to win on every route they want me to run. They know I know how to run every route in the route tree, and they know I could get open. So they allow me to do that.
That's live. That's dope.
There used to be one time, Jude, that Alabama was the unquestioned wide receiver U. Now you got LSU saying they laying claim to that. You got Ohio State laying claim to that. So who has the real wide receiver U?
I'm going to always stay biased and stay true to my teammates. I am, man. I'm going to go Bama 24/7. I ain't going to never change up. It's always going to be Alabama. But, for real, though, LSU been putting out some guys. Ohio State got some great guys in the league, and guys coming up, like the guy Jamari Smith. It's a lot of great talent out there for sure. But, Alabama will always be on top.
What you got, Ocho?
I was going to say, I mean, it went Alabama, and Alabama had a string of them back to back.
Because they came with Julio, and they came with Calvin Ridley, and then they got Jew, and they got Ruggs, and they got Waddle, and they got Devontae Smith. So they had a run, and then LSU they came. Here come Jetta, and here come Chase, and here come Malik Neighbors, and here come Brian Thomas Jr. And Ohio State said, "Whoa! What about Marvin Harrison? What about Jackson Smith-Njigba?
Yep.
What about Garrett Wilson? What about the guy in New Orleans? I forget his name. What's his name?
Chris Olave.
Chris Olave. Hey, they whoa. We got we got to raise our hand too now.
The funny thing about it is Ohio State might take that torch back once Jeremiah Smith come out in 2 years.
No, he got one more year. He got this one and next year.
Yeah, I said 2 more years.
Yeah, this one and next year. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Hey, that boy there.
That man cold, real Florida boy. That boy cold.
Yeah,
man, he's nice.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: why Alabama? I mean, you got Miami, you got Florida. I mean, you got Florida State. I mean, LSU. I mean, Ohio State. What made you decide to choose Alabama?
One reason was, I truly didn't want to stay home. I've been home, like that. Home is home. And I just wanted to experience something different. Alabama, I never expected Alabama. Alabama was just a team that just like, it was just in my heart. Alabama was the right spot for me. And I grew up watching Amari Cooper. I
forgot about Coop. Yeah, Coop.
Yeah. I grew up watching Amari Cooper, and I played with Calvin Ridley, and I see all the hard work and great things they did up there at Alabama, and I felt like I could do the same thing once I get up there. So, thank God I chose Alabama for real.
Yeah. Do you guys get an opportunity to go back? Because you see, like in basketball, you see the Duke players. They go back and they work. They go back to Duke and they work. Do the receivers, do y'all get a chance to go back down to Alabama and help? Because I was talking to Ozzie Newsome, who was a great wide receiver, turned into a great tight end, went to the Hall of Fame, and now he's a Hall of Fame exec. He said their job, what we tell the guys is each one teach one. So if you leave, you come back and you got to tell them, hey, this is what we expect. This is how we do things. This is how we continue the great play at X position. Mm-hmm. If you guys do something like that in Alabama, Jew?
Honestly, I haven't been back to Alabama since like my rookie year, and it's different now. The whole coaching staff thing, done changed, so it's different coaches. I do need to go back out there, and just, say some things, but I never had a chance to really go back out there.
I like it.
Drew, man, thank you.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Drew, how long y'all got before y'all go to camp? You got about another week or 2 weeks?
Yeah, we back on the 22nd, man. We right back to it, man. I'm ready for the grind.
Oh, you got a few days. Okay.
Yeah.
It won't be long. It won't be long. Drew, thank you, man. Thank you for joining us, man. Continued success. Glad you're healthy, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm glad you got somewhere because, like I said, I was very high on you when you came out. I thought you were phenomenal. The way you could beat man coverage, the way you set routes up, you run a route with anticipation. Like I still got something in my back pocket in case I needed it at a later date and time. And but I'm glad. Wish we could have had stability at the quarterback position, which we could have had stability at the head coaching position, and you're doing what you're doing in Cleveland. You could have done that for the Broncos.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm happy to see you doing well. I'm happy to see you achieve what I always knew you had in you.
Sure.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that for real.
You have a good season. Hey, tell Denzel Ward, man, he don't want no smoke with me either, man. Even that 57, that's whatever.
Yeah, I see you still got it. Once I seen that the cat, you still got a little something.
Oh, yeah, it's a little stuff. It's there. It's there.
You know, I was
ain't
DB back in my-
I ain't wanna, huh?
You know, I was a DB back in my days now, so don't let me get started.
Don't do it to yourself.
Don't let me
Next
get
year-
started. I'm telling you.
next year, put your shoes on, then.
All right.
We back out there next year. I'm gonna see you.
All right, bet.
All right. Congratulations, man. Continued success. And hey, after that season, you come back and you lead the league in receiving yards. Come back and holler at us again on Nightcap.
For sure, we'll do.
All right. Appreciate it, bro.
Wow.
Already.
Jerry Jeudy made his very first Pro Bowl last year, guys. He was sixth in receiving yards, had his breakout season. He said the thing that contributed to that, he got consistent quarterback play, and he was able to do some big things because I thought he was phenomenal coming out of the University of Alabama. And so it's always great to see guys be able to transition to take what they've been able to do in college and then transition and carry that over into the NFL, Ocho. So it was glad to see him start to live up to the potential and the ability that we knew he possessed, and now he's getting an opportunity to shine in Cleveland.
Yeah. And